In this video, we will demonstrate the correct sequence for donning or putting on personal protective equipment and doffing or taking off personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is designed to protect against infections. PPE acts as a barrier shielding both the healthcare worker and the client from body fluids and potentially infectious materials. A risk assessment shall be conducted for the task you're about to carry out. For example, the type of direct care you will provide to a client. This risk assessment will determine what PPE must be worn to prevent exposure and reduce the risk of spreading infectious agents or germs. Sequence for donning personal protective equipment. Perform hand hygiene. Gown, mask, eyewear, gloves. Before donning your PPE, perform hand hygiene. If hands are visibly clean, an alcohol-based hand rub is adequate. If hands are visibly dirty, hand washing with warm water and soap will be required. Put the gown on first. Next, mask. Then protective eyewear. And finally, gloves. The gown must fully cover your torso from neck to knees, arms to wrists. Wrap it around the back and secure it with ties at the neck and the waist. If the gown is too small, use two. The first ties in front, the second in the back. There are various kinds of masks, but each is worn in a similar fashion. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and extend below your chin, securing it to your head with the ear loops, ties, or with the elastic straps. Every healthcare worker should use only the specific N95 respirator for which they were fit tested. Bring the bottom strap over your head and let it rest at the bottom back of your head. Bring the top strap over your head and let it rest at the top back of your head. Take the index finger and middle finger of both hands and firmly press down on the metal strip, molding the metal strip to your nose bridge and cheeks. Do not pinch the metal strip of the respirator or mask around your nose with one hand, as this tends to create a gap at the top of the nose bridge, providing an improper seal or fit. The next step is to perform a seal check with the N95 respirator. Each time an N95 respirator is put on, a seal check must be performed to ensure that there is a good seal between the edges of the mask and your face, thereby reducing the risk of airborne particles entering the respirator. When wearing a surgical or procedural mask, seal checks are not performed. To perform a seal check, cup your hands gently over the respirator and exhale forcefully several times, checking for air leaks around the edges of the respirator. If an air leak is detected at the top of the respirator, use the two fingers of each hand and press down on the metal strip, ensuring it is properly molded to your nose, bridge, and cheeks. Air leaks detected at the sides of the respirator will require readjustment of the straps on either side of the head. If, after several attempts to readjust the respirator and air leaks are still detected, advise your supervisor or manager immediately. Position eyewear over your eyes and secure it to your head using the earpieces. If you wear eyeglasses, put them on first, then don your eye protection. It should be noted that eyeglasses are not an adequate form of eye protection, as particles can enter through the top, sides, and bottom of the glasses. Put your gloves on last, then insert your hands into the gloves and extend the gloves to cover the cuffs of your gown. Gloves should be the correct size for your hands. Keep your gloved hands away from your face. Avoid touching or adjusting other PPE. Remove gloves if they are torn. Perform hand hygiene before putting on new gloves. Limit surfaces and items touched. All PPE must be removed in sequence and discarded carefully. Removal is very important since equipment is now contaminated. The outside of the glove is dirty and must be removed with care, using the glove-to-glove and skin-to-skin technique. Grasp the outside edge of the glove near the wrist and peel away, turning the glove inside out. Hold it in the opposite gloved hand and slip two fingers under the wrist of the remaining glove. Peel off from the inside, creating a bag for both gloves. Discard. The gown front and sleeves are dirty, so avoid touching these areas when removing. Handle the gown from the back and inside. unfasten the ties, peel the gown down and away from the neck and shoulder, turning it inside out. Fold or roll into a bundle while being careful to avoid touching clothing and discard. Perform hand hygiene before proceeding. The outside of the protective eyewear is contaminated, so handle eyewear by the earpieces or straps. Remove eyewear carefully and place into a designated receptacle for cleaning or discard. The front of the mask is dirty. For removal, handle only the ear loops, ties, or elastic straps. Remove it from your face in a downward direction and discard. To complete the process, perform hand hygiene one more time. Remember to perform hand hygiene anytime you suspect your hands are contaminated during removal of protective equipment. Let's review the steps for putting on personal protective equipment. First, perform hand hygiene. Then put on gown, mask, protective eyewear, and gloves. Remove your personal protective equipment in the following order: gloves, gown, hand hygiene, protective eyewear, mask, and perform hand hygiene.